Hi, my name is Ray. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting, welcome to my channel. I just wanted to do a real quick video before I head out to work, just really kind of quickly going over the different types of achalasia that there are. I've received an overwhelming response on my achalasia diagnosis story, which I'm so grateful for everyone that commented, that continues to comment, and that continues to reach out to me asking questions about how I manage. Like, I feel like almost everyone wants to know what I eat in a day or what I eat. And so before I get into all of that and start doing a series of achalasia videos, I wanted to just discuss the different types of achalasia. Let me grab my phone because I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm Dr. Ray, because I'm not. I just remember little tidbits and pieces about the condition, and let's just go over the three types real quick. The word achalasia actually means failure to relax. And there are three different types of achalasia. There's achalasia type 1, there's type 2, and there's type 3. Achalasia type 1 is minimal esophageal pressurization. I think that means that your nerves in your esophagus work spontaneously, like when they feel like it. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's what that means. Type 2 is achalasia with esophageal compression, which is where your esophagus is just kind of compressed. And type 3 is achalasia with spasm. I've had spasms before. I haven't had them in a long time since I've changed. I changed a lot of my lifestyle. I stress eat and I'm an emotional eater. When I wasn't aware of what my condition was and I wasn't properly diagnosed and I was eating things that I shouldn't have been eating that made it difficult for me to swallow, I experienced spasms. Sometimes I experienced spasms so bad I had to go to the hospital. And what a spasm is basically where you feel like you're having a heart attack. The pain just comes from your esophagus, but it feels like it's coming from your heart, but it's not, because obviously like your heart is just behind your esophagus. So there are 1 out of every 100,000 people that have this condition. Lucky us, right? I should play the lotto. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And more people are beginning to be diagnosed. No one knows what causes it. It's a heterogeneous disease. Don't ask me what that means. I'll leave a definition down here for you guys to reference. But like I mentioned before, achalasia literally means failure to relax. And what is failing to relax is our lower esophageal sphincter, which is located at the base of the esophagus. So when you eat, your nerves, they move and they help your esophagus massage the food down. And when those nerves are moving, it signals the LES to relax, to open, to allow the food to go into the esophagus, the stomach, excuse me, into the stomach. But when you have achalasia, your nerves are pretty much paralyzed and your food is trying to make its way down your esophagus on its own. What people tell you is don't drink a liquid with food because it'll mess up your stomach acid and you won't be able to break down the food. But when you have achalasia, you have to drink liquid with food to push the food down. So yeah, your LES is failing to relax, which doesn't allow the food to enter into your stomach. So oftentimes what happens is you'll eat and you'll just feel the pressure in your chest. You'll feel the pressure down at the base where your LES should be relaxing. And what happens is over time is that the esophagus will dilate, it will expand and stretch. And so that said, really, this is a progressive condition. I don't like to say disease. It's a progressive condition, and the only treatment that I have seen or found online is surgery, the botulinum toxin. I've read online good and bad things about all treatments. I've seen where some people have had the surgery and their symptoms came back. I've seen where people have gotten the Botox and their symptoms have come back because the Botox is a temporary resolve to your symptoms. I myself haven't gone under any treatment other than trying to change my lifestyle. And for those of you guys that are watching that are from different countries, because I have had people just hit me up like, hey, just go get the surgery. I live in America. It's not as easy as just being diagnosed and a condition being deemed necessary for surgery. I have been fighting with many different insurances to try to get the surgery done just because just changing my lifestyle alone isn't working, and my symptoms are proving to just be okay. So I'm at a point where I feel my best when I'm nearly empty. So I don't eat as often as I would if my LES worked properly, and I do a lot of cleansing. I do an annual colon cleanse to help my body to cleanse out, just because I've also learned that achalasia is not isolated to just the esophagus. You could actually have achalasia from your esophagus down into your intestines. I feel best when I'm nearly empty, when I keep liquid diet, but also keeping a nearly liquid diet causes me to be really fatigued, and then sometimes I'll feel like I need solid food, but then I'll eat solid food and then I'll struggle with getting the food down or experiencing the food just being stuck in my stomach for a long time, or all that sort of thing. And there are supplements that I am taking, which I will share with you guys in a different video. So no, haven't had surgery, no, haven't experienced any treatments with doctors. I have had complications where I wound up in the ER because of my achalasia. And doctors don't even know what achalasia is, never even heard of it. So I've experienced that too. I have a lot of people asking, well, have you tried holistic remedies? No, I haven't. The only thing that I have tried are some supplements that have worked for me, which I will discuss in another video. Right now, I just want to discuss the different types of achalasia so we can all start a conversation about our symptoms, what do and do not work for us, just on solely based on a food eating level, like what we're eating and drinking to help minimize symptoms. I've noticed that when I drink alcohol, preferably wine, really any kind of alcohol, but my alcohol of choice is Pinot Noir. I love a red wine. When I have a glass of red wine prior to eating solid foods, I notice that I don't have an issue getting food to fall into my stomach. Sometimes that's spontaneous. When I have alcohol before eating solid foods, my LES relaxes. I have also experienced when I drink black coffee in the morning, when I go to eat lunch, I don't have as much as a problem getting food to fall into my stomach. A glass or two of wine, an hour later I'll eat, maybe 2 hours, I'm good. A glass of black coffee in the morning, to have an actual breakfast, maybe an hour or two afterward, I'm good. If I have a carbonated beverage with something solid, and when I say solid, I'm not talking about meats and breads because those give me problems. I'm talking about food that you have to chew to get down. Anything solid. Carbonated beverages, they help. In order for you to burp, your LES has to relax to let the air out of your stomach. So obviously, if I'm out to dinner with friends or out on a date, a carbonated beverage is not my choice beverage because I'm going to be burping and eating at the same time. It's not sexy. It's not cute. I'll use that method in the comfort of my own home, and I can burp as much as I like to help relieve me of the pain and the symptoms of having eaten a solid meal. So far for me, red wine or alcoholic beverage, black coffee, carbonated beverage. I don't drink a lot of soda, don't really care for it, but what I do like is I like carbonated water. If the water that I'm drinking is not carbonated, I'll have distilled water. I prefer distilled or alkaline water over any other kind of water. I do a lot of intermittent fasting. There are days when I wake up and I actually decide not to eat that day. Like I'll just have water and tea. I can do, like, if it's blended, mushed, that doesn't give me problems. It sounds so funny, like I'm almost like I keep a diet as if I don't have any teeth. But yeah, that's not what I always want to eat. I'm an emotional eater, so when I'm feeling away, I want some french fries. My guilty pleasure food is french fries. I enjoy a good plant-based burger. So sometimes I want a plant-based burger with my avocado, you know what I'm saying? My little grilled onion. Sometimes I want to have those types of foods. How I prepare them so that I don't have issues, digesting. These are things that I want to show you guys. But first, it all really depends on the type of achalasia that you have. I went so far as to contact the hospital where I was diagnosed with my condition to find out what type that I have, because I was diagnosed with achalasia and I wasn't told what type. I got my paperwork back and it doesn't specify what type of achalasia that I have, but I do think that I have achalasia type 2. I don't know, I'm not for sure. What type of achalasia do you have if you were diagnosed? Have you had surgery or any type of treatment? Has it worked for you? How long has it been working for you? And also, for those of you guys that don't have treatment, what are you eating and drinking to help you maintain on a day-to-day basis? Do you fast at all? When do you feel your best? I feel my best when I'm fasting, when I'm eating literally 1 meal a day, when I'm moving around, and when I do my annual cleansing to help my body to do its thing. I feel my best when I'm damn near empty, but it makes me tired too, so it's this catch-22. There was a point where in a 5-month period I was in the hospital literally 6 times, and it interfered with my work life. Like, I want to know, like, what kind of experiences you guys are having. Are doctors familiar with the condition that you have? Like, what's happening in your life? Let me know. For those of you guys that are diagnosed, or if you know someone that is diagnosed with achalasia, I'm curious to know. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what your experiences have been, what your experiences have been like. I want to start a conversation, and I want to start just sharing my journey so you guys can see my struggles, you can see my triumphs, because this journey has not been easy. Yeah, let's discuss. I'll see you guys in my next video.